Geneviève, let's talk about the challenge for the NDP, because we know, as you were referencing the fact that people ran away from the Liberals but have now coalesced under Liberals again, it's not really from the Conservatives where the Liberals are gaining that strength. They're gaining that strength from other so-called progressive parties. So for the NDP, how difficult is this election going to be?
It's going to be very difficult. It was already very difficult before this saga with Mark Carney, Justin Trudeau that's leaving. It was difficult for them. The fact is that they have been losing support over the years. I'm talking mostly about the unions. That's an important take for Conservative. But now more people, they were kind to lean towards the NDP. They are, I think, scared about what's happening and about showing support, unity for Canada, and Mark Carney represents that. And he's also this person of everything but the Conservative that we have already here in the past. And so I think those factors play in together. And so for the NDP, it's going to be a very difficult campaign. I hear they don't have a lot of money also, so that's going to be another issue. And how do they position themselves? So are you the social conscience of Canadians as they are used to be? Is that enough? Probably not. And so what proposal do you have to offer to Canadians to show strength in front of Donald Trump? And we haven't heard a lot from the NDP on that front.
Yeah, and so much so that I think right now the question, Julie, for the NDP is, let alone what role will they play in Parliament? Will they even make official party status right now? Because I think that is up for grabs. If the Liberals under Mark Carney is looking at gaining majority territory, arguably the party that will pay the highest price for that right now is the NDP.
Well, right now their support is lower than a snake's belly. I mean, it's down at, I don't know what it's at, 7% or something? Yeah, or is that the number of seats they get? Anyway, yeah, I think they're at 11%. And they might get 7 seats. You need 12 to be official party status. And the problem for Jagmeet Singh is he's not sold his soul, but he gave all these great ideas to the Liberals, and they're taking them to the bank. There'd be no Dennacare without Jagmeet Singh.
Well, and Mark Carney mentioned it in his speech. 1.9 million Canadians have already benefited.
Every second, and there would be none. There would be no increase to CERB without the NDP. They're constantly pushing for the underdog, the little guy, everything else, but they don't get any credit for it. And the biggest concern is what could happen to them in this election campaign is what happened to the NDP in 2015. The Progressives went to the Liberals to stop Stephen Harper then. The Progressives could go to Carney to stop Poilievre. I mean, they're in a real problem of being squeezed out because it's becoming a two-way race.
Well, and when you run a campaign, I think it's fair to say you have two choices: either run a national campaign or show up individual MPs. And we know star MPs for the NDP like Charlie Angus, Rachel Blaney, Richard Cannings, Randall Garrison. They're known in their ridings. They're not running this time around for the NDP. So if they don't have a national cam, if they don't have enough name recognition on the ground level, where does that leave the party?